Okay. We back at it again with another definition of active, man. We have the lovely Angel in the building. How you doing today, love?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Thank you for having me.
You know, this interview came to us, because I literally just found out about this inspiring, we can say, fashion designer.
Yeah, stylist. Creative
director. Come on, we can go down the list.
We can go down the list. I'm a model.
Model.
Yeah. I throw my own fashion show, so event coordination.
Yeah. Man, a woman of many hats, to say the least. But very artistic and very down to earth. So I want to give you the floor for a quick second, and just tell people about you a little bit,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so my name's Angel Virtuoso. I'm 26. I'll be 27 next month. Ooh, Gemini gang.
Gemini.
Pretty much, I've experienced creativity throughout my whole life. With my mom having went to school for fashion merchandising, my granny went to school for interior design. Okay. So there was always an artistic aspect in the home. Mm-hmm. But I was pretty focused on like medical studies and wanting to be a medical examiner for the majority of my life. And then when I graduated high school, I pretty much just kind of shut all of that down. And I was looking for something to do. I needed some discipline, so I enlisted into the military. And after I enlisted, I got out within like a year and a half. And I don't know, my path just drastically changed. And I woke up one day and I was just like, I want to be a fashion designer, So that was your first love, the fashion designer, as far as art goes? As far as art goes, no, it would be poetry. My mom, she was a poet. She is a poet. And when I was in the 6th grade, I actually wrote my first poem, and it was titled "I Am Me."
You remember a little bit of it?
I don't know, but I know it was consistently like, "I am me, and this is why," and "I am me, this is why."
Yeah, that's powerful, though.
Yeah,
I can hear it already. You know what I mean? Definitely. That's dope. So is it safe to say like fashion was your second love for art? Definitely,
I would say that because I've always been able to express myself through that, or at least have a clear view of someone else doing that. Mm-hmm. My mom was super into like crossing patterns and just like being really exuberant and fun with how she dressed, So yeah, definitely. Second love.
So how'd you get into like being so involved in like throwing these events? So it's like, just to give you guys a backstory about it, like she's getting ready to throw an event May 5th. This interview might come out a little bit after that, so we'll like add some like recaps of her event, some photos of how her event went and everything. Nice. She's like literally getting ready to throw like a mini carnival. You know what I mean?
I'm super excited.
She's finna flip our AZ Way Too Active compound upside down. It's gonna look totally different. So how did that, like, what inspired you to do all that? Like,
pretty much being here in Arizona, I found a lack of accessibility for people who were entry level into the scene. It was a lot of gatekeeping when I first got here. And I don't know, going to different fashion shows, I just wasn't seeing what I wanted to see. I moved from New York to here.
Big change.
Huge change. The fashion was super high fashion over there and just very like eclectic. And then you get here and people are just in t-shirts and jeans, or their runways are just t-shirts and like,
Have you attended a lot of fashion like weeks and fashion shows in New York?
I attended one fashion week as a backstage coordinator back in 2020. Oh, so nice. I was working it. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like the producer, show coordinator, and then me.
Damn, tell us a little bit about that. How was that?
That experience was interesting, to say the least. I did learn a lot about production, but I had already thrown my first fashion show right before I went to New York. So it pretty much just like fine-tuned the lens for me. And I felt like they were a little bit unprofessional to a degree. But, I mean, it is what it is.
I was going to ask you who'd you work for, but now I'm not going to ask you no more. Since you said that, we ain't even going to ask the next question.
Yeah, nah. But it was chill. I definitely learned a lot, and I actually brought 6 people from here in Phoenix and got them the opportunity to also be in New York Fashion Week, assisting and doing different like minor production roles. So that was pretty dope. I say overall my experience was like an 8 out of 10 because I chose to take the good from it. I chose to take the bad from it and apply that to whatever I was trying to do next,
That's amazing. That's dope. So I remember you were telling me a little bit in the back that you had the opportunity of actually being published.
Yes.
A couple times. So let us know, like, how does that feel? Would you actually have published? Where?
Right.
A little bit about that.
Being published feels fucking phenomenal. Okay? It feels fucking phenomenal. It's like put respect on my name.
Facts.
Without saying that. You know what I mean?
I like that energy.
So the first time I ever got published was in September of 2020. I got published in France with a really good team.
France?
France.
Oh, man.
Francais. I don't even know if that's how they say that shit, but there we go.
That's big. That's big alone.
Yeah.
Big energy.
The team had called me on as a stylist, and so yeah, we got submitted. We had a 3-4 page spread, and it was really dope. And then after that, I made it a mission to kind of like focus more on trying to get published, but I didn't get published again until the following year. And I got published in London, and that was just recently, December of 2021. So that was pretty phenomenal because the designer that I used was from Paris. So it was kind of like a super big correlation, like full circle moment. Shortly after that, literally a month later or 2 months later, I got the okay that we were submitted in Germany and in Canada. And so those publications just rolled out in March. So yeah, I've been published as a stylist and a model. Yeah.
2 different avenues, man.
Yep.
So Arizona, you know what I mean? You got somebody right here that can help you with your outfit, and they can put it on for you and show you how to work it.
Absolutely.
I respect it. So you said that you made it like one of your goals to like get published more. Like, how do you go about like doing that? Like, how does like somebody that's young, that's never like, you know, did anything, like where should they start to like trying to like build up to get to that level to be published?
Right. It's insanely easy, you guys.
What?
It's really easy. Like, I think that if people knew how easy it was, they would not be scared to do it, or like just not just not informed, you know? But pretty much there's this one site that's called Caviar, and legit it is like the hub of all the magazines in the world pretty much. Maybe a few editions of Vogue aren't on there, but like Vogue Italia is even on there. And it's big, you know what I mean? And so you go on there, you find out which magazine that you are actually interested in, and they show you pictures so you can see what's aligned. They tell you the formatting of it all, and literally you just submit the photos, and they say yes or they say no. You can choose to pay for things. I've never paid for my publications. I don't know. I just got a different heart for that.
I feel that.
It shows me what kind of hard work I've been putting in. You know what I mean? And like if my stuff is valid enough.
That.
Yeah.
I respect that.
But you can even pay for a cover. You can pay for a 6-page spread. You can do all the things, you know, but it's very easy. It's just through this site called Caviar. And then, of course, through more independent magazines or just like bigger magazines, that's up to them and their process, you know?
Damn, I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah, it's extremely easy.
A lot of the times, like, the simple things be, like, right in front of us.
Yeah.
And we, like, overthink it drastically, you know? For sure. So, since that's, like, already lined up for you, kind of, like, got that in your pocket, in a sense. You know how to do it, pretty much. So, what's to come next after this show? Like, you about to do this big old carnival that you about to throw May 5th. What's something else that you want to do pretty big? Because you seem like you do everything pretty big.
I do everything pretty big. I'm so fucking extra, yo. And I'm always like, it's a part of me being extra and a perfectionist. And that's why I go so hard for the things. And I'm always like so frustrated. I'm like, why can't I compute this? Like, what the fuck? But, honestly, continuing to get published, because like I don't actually submit my own photos. I have the photographers do it because that's like along their job. But continuing to get published, I'm going to France actually May 16th. So that's like the week after the show.
Yeah, you're moving.
I'm just moving,
you're moving.
And while I'm out there, I'm gonna do some big things with some different designers. Try and do some pop-ups at some nice famous places. I don't want to put it out too much, but
I feel you. No, most definitely. You know, What is like one thing that you're looking forward to the most out of your experience of visiting France for the first time, right?
For the first time, I've never been out of the country before. This is like,
about to get that stamp,
man.
That stamp, you know what I
And
mean?
like,
you already had your passport, right?
Yeah.
You being in the military, I assume you probably already.
Well, I actually just got it last year.
Oh, for
yeah,
real?
I didn't even have it. Yeah, but honestly, the thing that I'm most excited to do is drink really good wine and like practice my French, because everything else is just gonna come naturally. You know, I'm already like making connections while I'm here to different models and like designers and stuff, and people are really excited for me to come. The people who I'm staying with, they're excited for me to be there. They're like, we're finally gonna have an American girl. They're like, as an American girl in our home, like we're so excited, and I'm just excited to be there, just immerse myself in the culture. To be honest,
that's lit. So how do you go about like choosing the photographers that you work with? Like, is it like you have like go-tos, or do you like look for like certain styles, or like what's that process like?
For sure. Honestly, the process. So I've scouted people out along the years, and especially over this last year, because a lot of people have been emerging. I have a couple of go-tos that I'll definitely like hit up first, but otherwise I just see who's out there, who has been shooting, who wants to shoot, and if their style of photography is aligned with what I want to see from my end of it all, then it's a go, you know? And if it's not quite there yet, I don't really feel the need to put myself out there like that, because I don't like to make creations, not content. I don't like to make creations that aren't up to the level that I know I'm at, you know? We have to continue to evolve, of course, but like you said earlier, people just be out here trying to get their homies to point and shoot that Canon. Don't come out right, you know what I'm saying? So why would I waste my energy and time with other people? I do full production, so I really be creating. I have a whole makeup artist,
you know, you're
photographer,
a true creator. You're definitely
assistant, all of that, you know? So I gotta make sure it's worth it.
Makes sense.
I didn't mention that I am having my 3rd annual Blackheart event. It's a multimedia fashion show, basically, and I'm throwing that this winter. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's a big plan.
What kind of lines?
It's me as a stylist. I'm usually the sole stylist, and I've thought about incorporating another designer per se, or stylist. But right now I just have accessory designers that I'm looking at, because I know what I want to see. You know what I mean?
So it's gonna like be like just main focus on like accessories and whatnot?
No, it'll be a full fashion show where I style the models. Both of my last fashion shows, the 1st and 2nd annual, had 25 and 30 models. So it'll be definitely a show that'll.
That's a pretty big fashion show.
It's a pretty big fashion show.
25?
Yeah. And then on top of that, I always have other elements. So the first year, I had a lot of performers. Musicians that came out. I had live artists and things of that nature. Second year, I had things like fire spinners and a crump squad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
you have to have a team.
revolving.
You're doing a lot. You got a lot going on.
It's revolving. Okay, it's like. I don't expect people to be able to keep up with the things with my brain. You know what I mean? And so far, I've only found a couple of people that can actually keep up in a sense. So I do have a main production assistant that I contact. She helps me organize my thoughts a lot, which I'm very thankful for.
Gotta have them.
But as far as the magic, it's right here
just
in the flesh.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Like, you just wing it, just pulling
just wing it, yeah.
People that fills the void.
Exactly,
kind of vibe.
Because it's like I am really connected here. So, and a lot of people have seen me.
You are really connected. Not to throw you off, but I would definitely like to talk about how'd you get so involved in the community when like. I believe like you kind of like just got here not too long ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. It's not very long.
Yeah. So like, how did that come about?
So pretty much, when I first got here, I had the New York state of mind, as people would say. So I was very adamant about getting around people who had the same vibe, that was lively. But I didn't really find anybody until like maybe like almost a year in. I had been doing stuff with like different fashion organizations the first year I got here, but that wasn't enough for me. It wasn't the actual scene, the creative scene that I was really yearning for. And I remember somebody told me about Poetic Soul. Shout out to Cosmic Cadence. We've been rocking this whole time. I love him, and he really held an amazing space for just creatives in general. Like, even if you weren't a musician, you were right there and you were recognized and acknowledged, and people wanted to know what you did, you know?
Is Poetic Soul an event?
Poetic Soul is an event, yes. Every fucking Wednesday for the last 6 years. They just celebrated their 6-year anniversary last week. But it's every Wednesday starting at 6 at Club Downtown, which is right off of like McKinley Central area.
That's crazy. I never knew about that.
Man, it's the hub.
Heard about this?
It's the hub of black people. I found so many creative black people when somebody told me about that event. I pulled up. First people I met was PK the Poet and Deleon. Delion's not really around anymore, but shout out to you, Deleon, if you still
shout
still
out to
with
PK,
it.
man.
And shout out to PK.
That's my guy.
He'll be performing at my event coming up on May 5th. Yeah.
Who else is on that bill? Matter of fact, I don't even think I got the chance to look at it. Who's on that bill?
We got PK the Poet. We got Kid Friendly, Stony Pie.
Stony Pie.
Yep,
shout
Stony
out
Pie. Shout out.
Yeah.
We got Fulani Loves You. He's out of LA.
Okay.
We have Blue the Color.
Okay.
He's a local in Arizona.
Name is hard as hell.
Yeah, Blue the Color. You know,
but I'm about to go look you up right after this interview.
Word.
Name alone.
And then we got Part of God. Part of God and I, we will be performing original music together. If you want to look me up on Spotify, Archangel Virtuoso. We just put it up.
What don't she do?
We just put it up a couple days ago.
Dropping songs too, so that's another thing to get into. You know, we're gonna be seeing you perform on May 5th. What can we expect? Like, what is your sound like? What's the vibe?
I'm really like poetic. Honestly, I just like feel out the vibe of the beat. I'm still learning a lot about music and what it takes and what kind of like soul to put into things. You know what I mean? But I sing and I write poetry and I rap essentially. So like that's pretty much what you're gonna get. Some real neo soul vibes up in there, but hard body bass. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, stanky. Yeah. Somebody got to zoom in on that face. Stanky. Okay.
Facts. How long you been doing music though? Is this like a new venture? Of all your ventures?
New and old. So I've been singing since I was like 4 years old. Like legit, me and my family, we used to have talent shows. I grew up in Florida.
See, that's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah,
my family used to do that too, like during like family like reunions and whatnot. And like I miss that whole environment. You feel me?
It's
I feel like that's
what
kind of made me build this AZWay2 Active platform, is because like it's building that family vibe. People feel that when they come here too, you know what I mean?
Yes,
for sure,
absolutely. So we used to just do stuff like that. When I was like in 7th grade, me and my cousins, we wanted to form a girl group, like a whole band. We were singing shit like "Tonight" by Escape. Who were we in 7th grade? Are you kidding me? You know what I mean?
You gotta find those clips. Where those clips at, Mom?
They're not recorded. Oh my God. That's the problem my whole life. As soon as I get on enough to have somebody follow me around all day, I promise it'll be the most beneficial and rewarding thing for us all. Because I got a good life.
We were just talking about that before we started. And like, I feel like a lot of great creators aren't the best at capturing our moments because we live in the moments.
Right, exactly. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's too hard. It's too hard to come out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To stop and record it and this or that. You know what I mean? We need somebody like how Kanye had to document everything.
Absolutely. I wish I would have thought about it a little bit sooner.
It's not too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. I'm just getting started.
Too late. Think about if Kanye started before. You feel me? It would just made it way that much better. Because we would have seen him doing it, because like his documentary kind of started when he was like already selling beats to like Common and Mos Def. So we never even got to see how he met Common and Mos Def.
Right.
So it's never too late.
Never too late.
You can start right now, and I swear it'll definitely be a story to watch. So
definitely like singing and writing has always been like a part of my life.
Yeah.
But I actually started making music September of last year. Just getting in the studio with Part of God and just sitting down writing. He had a lot of patience at first, because I would take like 2 hours to write something, because I was trying to figure it out. You know, I was like, I don't do anything just to do it. So like I had his time, energy, studio, and I was like, I'm gonna make this worthwhile. You know what I mean?
You definitely seem like a person that moves with purpose.
Yeah.
So that a great way to go to my next question. You know what I mean? Where do you get your fashion sense from? Like
my mom.
Your mom?
My mom and my granny off rip. They are some stylish ass motherfuckers.
I gotta see your mom and your granny.
Yo,
for sure. I gotta see it. We got
word.
I feel like granny is styling for some reason.
My granny went off. She literally wanted to model for a long time, but then her ex-husband told her she couldn't. But she still remained really model-esque and just like always.
He was hating.
He was hating. She would have been a supermodel, yo. Deep dark skin, like more chocolate than me. Deep set eyes, like just sleepy bedroom eyes. You know, she's just so beautiful, tall and like graceful, like a swan. That's what my grandfather used to call her. A swan.
Grandpa already knew. That's
he
why
already
Grandpa
knew.
Grandpa, why you hate so much? Come on now,
no,
Granny.
my other grandpa, the love of her life, used to call her the swan. This other dude, he was just a random hater that she married. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. Random ass hater.
Where's your family originally from?
So half of my family's from Florida and half is from New York. Okay. So like my mom, she was born and raised in Flatbush, and then she moved as like an older teen down to Florida.
Flatbush.
Yeah, it's some strong ass energy
don't
there.
Get a lot of the recognition it deserves. Like everybody skips past Flatbush, you know.
And it's like the OG
Islands, Brooklyn, and you just like forget about Flatbush. Like Flatbush is lit.
Yeah,
Flatbush is stupid lit. So what is like some of you? Are you like more New York or more South? What would you kind of? What kind of?
I'm
vibe
definitely more of an East Coast, Northeast vibe.
You give me more East Coast vibes.
I am so Northeast, but the thing about it is, can't claim New York if you ain't from there.
Yeah.
So I avoid that shit. Even though people be like, I can tell people all day, I'm from Florida. I was born and raised in Florida. And they'll still be like, yeah, she from New York. 2 seconds later, I'm like, yo, y'all gonna get me murked by the mafia. Chill out. Somebody zoom in on that face. Chill out. Okay? Literally.
So like off the rip, like do you always like kind of like claim both? Like if somebody was just to ask you like randomly, like in a bar or something, like what would first come to mind?
I don't tell people that I'm from New York. That is something I actively avoid because I just like have too much respect.
So you say Florida?
I definitely say Florida, but I will tell them that I moved from New York because people will automatically try to make a correlation anyway.
You give me mad New York vibes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yo, I take that with honor,
but
though.
Then again, I've only been to Florida one time, and I don't know too many Florida people, but
I can get ratchet, okay? I'm a Florida person in my soul. Florida's a bit ratchet. It is a bit ratchet. And when I say that, I just mean it has a lot of...
But like style-wise, I don't know how to identify like the style.
I left Florida when I was 18. I have no clue how to identify Florida style at all.
Yeah. Just whenever I see anybody that has that, like, you know, that jigginess to them, that, you know, style-wise, like, it always gives me an East Coast vibe. Like,
actually, I can't say that. If somebody has, like, down south swag to me, and I'm talking about South Florida, is like you always got your golds in, your jewelry, you know, you're relaxed in your tee, big jeans or like a tank, big jeans. You know what I mean?
They shine with the
jewelry and the accents.
It's more comfortable.
Yeah, and the hair.
It's human and shit, so it's like they can't wear a lot of stuff. That's what I kind of get from it. They always have like white tees on, like Hanes tees and a basketball jersey type of vibe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So when we was in the back, I remember you briefly talking about how you're a foodie. You know what I mean?
I am such a foodie.
Coming from places like Florida and New York that is like built on culture of foods from Dominicans to Colombians, all the different type of races.
Everywhere.
How do you feel about transitioning to Arizona where it's like it's not a lot of like go to, like, to me, I'm speaking from my opinion. I want to know your opinion though. Like, how do you feel about the food transition? It's like, what's some of your go-to spots, man? My
food journey has definitely evolved since being here. I actually didn't really like tomatoes until I was like 22. Okay. So there was a big deficit in what I actually learned when I was in those spaces of like extreme culture behind food. I would say, I mean, I'm always a seafood person, being born and raised in Florida.
So how you do that out here? We don't have no sea. Nothing's fresh sea out here.
My job, Paula. It's right next to Barsmith, okay? It's really good seafood. Yeah, my chef goes and flies or goes to the airport every other day to receive the shipments. So we really do get fresh seafood.
Look at that, man. Look at that. I ain't never heard that. Hey, what's his name?
So his name is Jason Alford,
Hey,
but
Jason,
it's called
you doing
Pala.
it, man. You doing your thing,
Okay.
bro. Get that fresh crop. You feel me? I need
Really?
that fresh fish, bro. Stop playing.
Yeah, so that's one of my go-to spots. I don't know. My mom has been putting me onto like more upscale shit, because she's like an upscale foodie. I can't wait to get to her level. She tried to clown me the other night. I wanted to go to Fez, which is just a regular little restaurant, because it was in my budget. It's off Roosevelt and Central, and she said, "Well, we might as well go to Carl's Jr."
Damn. Hey, I need to go out to dinner with your mom. You feel me?
She said, "Do you want to
the
just go
player.
to Carl's Jr.?" Oh my! I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Are you trying to play me, really?"
What is Fez?
Fez, it really is just like, I don't know. It's like American food. It's really good food, but it was just like in a $20 price range. You know, I wasn't trying to spend hella bread.
It's a diner place?
Yeah, dining. It's really cute. But we ended up going to Blue Hound, cause
Where's
she just
that?
Blue Hound is like in Cityscape. It's upstairs, right across from EOS. I should get paid for this marketing.
Man, yeah. I need to know about these spots.
Yeah,
You know
I'll
what
tell
I mean?
you
I
all
need
the
to know
spots.
about your
I'm a big
spots.
foodie. I like sushi too, so I know a couple
go
good
for
sushi
sushi?
spots. So there's Harami. That's on
know
like
about Harami.
Harami. Okay,
Harami's
dope.
fire.
And then there's a really underground spot on 40th Street in Camelback. It's called Sushi Holics.
Never heard of that.
They have, it's in a plaza. They have a happy hour, and then they have a reverse happy hour as well. So it's all day
Reverse
happy
happy
hour.
hour?
Yes. And it's good ass food.
So they just pretty much give you reasons to just come. all day.
Literally. I used to be in there so much, and I have this one server that I would have every single time. His name was Safer. And literally, for the first like 15 times that I went, because I'm a consistent customer there, okay?
Okay, I see.
For the first like 15 times I went, I
15.
used to bring somebody every single time, and he'd be like, "Who are you? Like, where are you? Like a coach, or like, you know, why are you always bringing somebody new?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, because this shit is bomb. That's why I just need to expand."
Sushi Holics?
Sushi
I gotta
Holics.
look that up.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. So, so you got your event coming up May 5th.
Yes.
You know, what are you most excited about to come from your event?
I'm really most excited for all this community to get the fuck together and stop acting like they don't want to be friends or even associated. Like, I know there's a lot of different groups. I won't say cliques. I'll just say groups. And so it can be like this thing where it's like, oh, I just want to stay with me and my team, you know, which is cool. But at the end of the day, I'm able to make so much happen in my own life because of how many people that I know and that I honor and that I respect and show up for in minuscule to grand ways, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, really, I just want to see everybody having a good time because, like, I'm going to have a good time.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, my life is going to keep moving forward. I have many things to look forward to. So this is a space for people to get connected. And I just want to see people smiling and, like, you know, having a good time.
You want to do more of these? Like,
I would love to. Event coordination is something that I definitely, like, I have the skills for. And, like, I could literally show you how I'm planning this event, how I'm planning Blackheart. It's all in charts in my notes. You know what I mean? Like, I got it all laid out. And so, like, with me having thrown 2 of my own fashion shows, I've helped facilitate a rap battle. And then doing this one, like, I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing.
When you put a rap battle together?
It was for Lexi Mashawn, and it was last year, I want to say in, like, July or something. It was at a small spot in Scottsdale.
What did you have to do? Like, what did the job entail?
Pretty much, I just helped her get all her artists in line. Was a supporting role for her as her production. The day of, I helped set up everything and make sure that we had production assistants at the door to take the tickets. Like, pretty much did all of her production behind it, you know? And so I called some of my production assistants, got them on working, and just, you know, help make sure the event went smoothly the entire time.
So you're a very detailed person.
Very detailed.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I feel like that's where you can help a lot of people, especially in the state of Arizona, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of people have a lot of great ideas, but they just need some real direction and just help, like, lining it all up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So we need more coaches, you know? More chiefs, less Indians out here, for sure. You know what I mean?
I'm big chief status.
You give me big chief energy, for sure. For sure, for sure. Like, you definitely got a lot going on with the styling, you feel me, and the event coordinating and stuff. Like, it's a beautiful thing, you know, and you definitely bring a lot to the state of Arizona that
Thank you.
I feel like people definitely deserve to, like, take advantage of, you know, especially while you're here. Cause
yeah.
people like yourself, you know, aren't going to be attainable for long. You
right.
feel me? That's just facts. That's just how shit works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why we built this platform, you know, to, like, shed light on things that people should take advantage of. People and services, you know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
before we wrap it up, you know, I would like to give you the floor, you know what I mean? Tell people, you know, where they can find you, give any shout outs, anything that you would like to say to anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So first I'll just start by saying what services I actually offer. So within fashion styling, I can offer video calls that's ranging from 15 minutes to 45 minutes. And we can talk about anything, whether you have an entry consultation, just telling me that you want to change up your style, or whether you want me to sit on the phone and actually construct an outfit for you because you're about to leave for your day. You know what I mean? It just really depends. But
I need that.
Yeah, it's daily styling. I offer that. I offer weekly styling. I offer styling for events, styling for dates. Like, really, it's never not an occasion to get dressed.
There's
you know,
zero. Like, you always need help. Like, I'm always going through like 5 outfits when I leave the house.
Yeah.
Like, even this outfit, it didn't seem like it's nothing special, but I went through like 4 different shorts.
Absolutely. And I can make that simple just by looking at your spread and be like, nah, that's not it. Yeah. That's it, you know? I do full closet organizations and cleanses. So pretty much you can give me the biggest task. I'll come in there, I'll organize it for you. And we'll just keep that going step by step, depending on how big your closet is and what the magnitude of the project is. Okay. I do personal shopping. If you want me to go shopping with you, or if you don't want to go shopping with me, either way, I can do that for you. That's hourly. I facilitate whole photo shoots. So I get you a photographer, makeup artist, if necessary, production assistant, and you have full styling. And while I'm doing the creative direction, I set all of that up. I just tell you where to be, type shit, and just, you know, tell you what that price is.
That's epic right there.
Yeah, so it's a big range of things that I offer. And I'm always looking for more ways to become more creative behind what people want from those services. Do you work with budgets,
or do you like mainly have like a set like retainer fee?
So at this point, with the resume that I've acquired and all the free work that I have done in the past, I don't really like work with. I will work with budgets, but I won't work with someone.
It gotta be realistic.
It has to be realistic. Thank you, because I was trying to figure out how to say that.
Gotta be realistic.
It has to be realistic. We're not talking about a photo shoot for $150. I'm sorry,
yeah,
we're just not.
That's not. $150 to $200 is not a realistic offer to offer anybody for these type of services.
Not with what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that you have magazine quality. After, you know what I mean? Like, because that's my main focus, is being published. So that's how I look at all of my projects. I want to make sure that it's like in front of the lens. It's going to be great. So yeah, but I do have a retainer, and I will work with budgets. It just has to be realistic. Yeah.
Come with some respect, people.
Put some respect on my name.
Don't disrespect Angel, please. You know what I mean?
Go Angels up in here.
Yeah, stop playing with it. But continue though. Most definitely.
Yeah. Honestly, I can coordinate an event for anyone. You just literally tell me what you're looking at and what do you want out of it, and then I'll take my little creative brain and just add on and keep adding on. I do so much. Honestly, sometimes I forget things that I do, because I have so many skills to offer, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm a multimedia creative, and I've had people contact me and ask me, can their artists perform? Like, can I get their artists to perform at different venues? Like project management, I've done that before. Like, I don't know, it's just a lot. You come to me with anything, I got you. And if I don't got you, I know somebody who does.
Hey,
who can, okay?
She's definitely well connected in the Arizona scene, you know what I mean? So where can they find you again, just in case they missed it?
Right. So you can find me on Instagram at ARCHANGEL, that's ARCH, Angel Virtuoso, and that's my name, okay?
Hey.
I wanted to answer this question for you before we definitely head out.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So you asked me, how did I get to know all these people? How did I get so well connected? When I came out here, I know I started off with Poetic Soul and just like getting into the crowd there, but I would definitely go to a lot of different events and put myself out there, be like, hey, my name's Angel. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I just moved here. You know what I mean? I will always introduce myself because I felt like it would be a deficit if I didn't and if I was just in the shadows. And there's people like Blue the Color who can attest. He makes it seem like I was running around like a crackhead at all these different events. Hey, my name's Angel. My name's Angel. But at the end of the day, that's energy. You know what I mean?
I think I've met you before at an event.
Yeah, probably. Because I've never had a car, but I've always made sure that I support as far as possible. So I would be out in events at Mesa, Tempe, like
that's how it starts.
Yeah,
you know, you got to give support to get support.
Absolutely. And I was more than happy to do so because I just wanted to be around people who made me feel like I wasn't in Arizona back in 2017.
And that's how it's done. That's how it's done. And that's why life is going to work accordingly for you, feel me? Because you paid your dues.
Yeah,
it's your turn.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
And that's a dope way to end off this episode of Definition of Active, you feel me? Make sure you tune in to our live review every single Tuesday. If you want to get your music played, azwaytooactive@gmail.com. If you want to be a skipper and get that played for sure, hit that donation. It's only $10. It's not stress, you feel me? It's a donation. You ain't got to do it. We're going to play it eventually if you just can be patient. But if you ain't patient, $10, you feel me? But another definition of active, you feel me? We out of here. Ben Fly.